I'm not a test rat. None of the people in this state should be treated that way either. But that's exactly how we're being treated. From Plainfield, Michigan, where Wolverine has toxically poisoned people with their waste, to Flint in the lead crisis, and even in Detroit, they're fighting tons of battles there. And back to the Straits, we are treated as living test subjects, pushing industry to its limits without real regard for the risks. The line not only currently violates easements, but never met them in full since it was put in, before the Mackinac Bridge was even put in. The line currently violates Indigenous treaty rights and was legally put in when the tribes were not consulted from the beginning. There are so many issues with this line, from construction to need to overall trust with the company. Canada says that this line is imperative to their infrastructure, but they refuse to actually take the risk on their land. If it's that imperative to them, then they need to make the investment. They need to take that financial and that land risk on their soil, not on ours. Wars are fought over water and have been for centuries. This is not just a Michigan issue. It's not just a Midwest issue. This is a national issue. We all know that when Michigan has gone through hard times and the economy collapses, the entire nation and the world follow that. Our agriculture, our manufacturing, our tourism, our health, our earth, and more are all at risk. I'm going to look at the camera real quick here, and I'm going to talk to Governor Snyder and say that you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be absolutely ashamed, because you have failed us as a governor. You have failed your citizens. But I do want to say one thing, is that you can still make it right. You can still do something to leave on a high note and actually protect the people of this state. And I also want to talk to AG Schuette for a second here. You want to be governor of our state, but you refuse to actually take the steps that you have the legal authority to do in shutting down this pipeline. And I'm going to tell you that you never had my vote, and you definitely won't have it, because you're not standing up for us. And I'm wondering how many other votes you might lose because of that. I want to say thank you for the recommended amendments to the backdoor deal that happened this week. I am super happy that those recommendations are being put forward. I am disappointed that more people didn't vote yes on that, including the people from the state and our chairwoman, who said that had the people from the state actually voted, that it would have been a no. That is so offensive to me, that it wasn't even a question. And I'm glad that they reserved their vote and they didn't actually vote no, because it put it forth. But the fact is the state is already against us, and that's exactly how we view it right now. And that's why everybody has so much passion and so much anger and so much zeal against everything that's happening right now. And that's why more people aren't showing up, to be quite honest, because they feel like their voices aren't even being heard. I'm terrified that we're still allegedly about 9 months to a year away from the decision, pending more studies to prove what we already know, that this pipeline is dangerous. And I just want to leave with a quote here. From the alternatives analysis, quote unquote, additionally, the incremental feedstock costs of the refineries may translate into a higher refined product cost for gasoline and distillates of 2.13 cents per gallon throughout the state of Michigan. My common sense makes me put in my 2 cents, but will everybody else?